Stave 3. Scrooge, tired and introspective from his journey, climbed back in bed. He closed his eyes ever so briefly before he heard the familiar sound of One Direction, Up All Night, fill his chambers once again. He pulled back the bed curtain to find a giant, bald man sitting behind a full set of DJ equipment. There were speakers and strobe lights, computers and disco balls. The giant was swaying to the sound of One Direction. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the likes of me before. He was clothed in a deep dark robe bordered with white fur. The garment hung loosely so that his bare chest was exposed, and on his chest there was a large tattoo of a pink pony. He had bare feet and a holy wreath around his bald head.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. I've already missed most of the Family Guy marathon anyways, so go ahead and teach me a lesson.
The spirit rose taller than any man. Touch my pony, said the spirit with a full-toothed grin. Scrooge did what he was told and held fast to the pony on the giant's chest. All of the DJ kit disappeared like magic, as did the room with the radiator. Scrooge and the spirit stood on the snowy, quiet streets of St. John. The jovial giant led Scrooge to the tiny home of his employee, Rob Cratchit. Through the windows, Scrooge could see the bubbling pot of potatoes on the stove and the happy faces of Rob's children awaiting their Christmas feast. Through the kitchen door, Rob appeared bearing Tiny Toby upon his shoulders. Tiny Toby was dressed like a Spider-Man, and all you could see of his little face was his smiling mouth behind a mask.
What's wrong with the little one? Why does he look like Spider-Man?
Sam asked. He has a terrible affliction. He has Spider-Mania. The spirit hung his head in sadness.
Spirit,
said Scrooge,
tell me if Tiny Toby will ever recover.
I see a house filled with webs and a spider child skittering up and down the walls.
No! No!
said Scrooge.
Say he will be spared.
Heed my word, yo. If you were in such a cheapskate, Rob could afford the help Tiny Toby desperately needs. Scrooge looked down in shame. Inside the house, the family was sitting to dinner. On the table lay a tiny turkey and some cheesy potatoes. Tiny Toby, in a happy, exuberant voice, said,
God bless us, everyone.
By this time, it was very snowy, and once again Scrooge touched the spirit's pony tattoo, and they were transported to the home of Scrooge's niece, Megan. From outside the house, Scrooge could hear the roar of laughter.
He said that Christmas is humbuggy and durf-nuggety. He is a comical old fellow, that's the truth, and not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own punishment,
said Scrooge's niece. He is rich, Megan, but his wealth is no use to him. He benefits no one, not even to make himself comfortable, replied her husband. Dude, you don't help yourself, or anyone else, the spirit said, summing up their conversation.
All I want to say,
said Megan,
is that he loses the chance to experience some moments of pleasure. I will continue to ask him to dine with us until the day he dies, if only to show him some kindness.
Amen, sister, the spirit exclaimed. With that, the spirit opened his robe, and beneath were hundreds of fluffy animals fighting over a cone of cotton candy. Things they represent want and ignorance, the condition are created by man's greed.
Those fluffy animals. Why do they not have more food?
Sam exclaimed.
Have they no resources or refuge?
Are there no prisons or pounds? Said the spirit, turning on him for the last time with his own words. Scrooge thought of Elizabeth and Gwyneth collecting for the poor, defenseless creatures. Heard the bell strike 12.
Dong, 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 dong. Dong, 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 dong.
As the bell ceased to vibrate, he remembered the predictions of Keegan Marley, and lifting up his eyes, beheld a solemn phantom.